I know a lot of you guys have been hanging out for this, really looking forward to content on the Mira, so I didn't want to just half-ass put out content straight off the bat, but I know how much you guys want to see it, so I'll give you a quick run through and a quick update of what is happening with the L200 Daihatsu Mira. Alright, so we've got my front bar off currently, with a little lip and stuff on it. The reason you have not seen this car on the channel for a while now is because we've been having issues with keeping it running. So some form of combination of the alternator, the belts, and potentially the water pump is causing this to keep breaking belts. It's just snapping belts. Like they start squealing and then they just literally explode. We weren't sure if it was like rubber getting into the alternator and then seizing the alternator once it got warm, something to the water pump, not too sure. So we've pulled this down, and because this is such a unique little car and there's not too many of this kind of model, well, there's a couple of them in Australia, I'll give them that, but I mean like the TRX X and the EFJLs and stuff, they don't really exist over here. I think they're starting to come in now, but they weren't initially able to be complied and stuff like that, so it wasn't too common. And apart from Mighty Car Mods, there hasn't really been parts for these in the last couple of years until those guys started doing all their L200 and TRXX stuff as well. So anyway, long story short, hunting down parts for this, waiting for an alternator to rock up in a couple of weeks. You guys know I have quite a few cars on the go, so financially I have to kind of ration out my salary to each car to make sure I can afford to do parts and to fix these cars. So unfortunately the Mira has been on the back burner for a little while now. Still love it though, such a fun car. It is registered, I cannot wait to drive it. The second it is all back together, we can drive it again. So once the parts come for that, awesome, we can fix that up. I've got to finish wiring in some of my neons and stuff, but I want to run a secondary, like an ancillary battery, so it's not running all the light shows just off my tiny little battery here, because I have had issues with the draw slowly killing the battery. Even though I have an isolator switch and stuff, somehow it's still drawing a little bit of power running my LEDs in my box down here, which is all my stuff that you guys have seen in previous videos. All my LEDs, my sirens, my lights, etc. Car is looking pretty as usual. I got a spider web in here. Okay, it's been a while. I'm gonna clear out the back. Just got a couple of things sitting in the back of this here. My passenger Recaro rail, we've just got a bolt to the floor. We still haven't finished making the rail for that. This was kind of in the middle of us moving shop at the time, so some things got done on it, some things didn't. That was one of the things that we never finished. So I did pick this up the other day, fairly cheap from my pawnbrokers. So it's an Apexi Super AFC. What it is it's an old school, try and do it one-handed. So this is pretty much old school tuning. All these knobs here adjust your fuel for certain RPM. First knob being 800, 2400, 4000, 5600, and then 7200. You turn your knobs to whatever you want, and then you lock them in so they can't be toyed with by nosy passengers. So, not sure where I'm gonna put that, or if it is something I'll put in. I still do have to get an ECU for this as well. So we might run a, it's looking like it might be a Haltech. But if I can find something cheaper like a Link, I will happily do a Link as well. But something has to go in it, just to dial it in and get all the fuel right, because I'm still actually running the NA EL ECU in this, just with a couple of little tweaks to the map sensors and stuff, just so it will run. It runs fine, but okay, it doesn't run fine. It runs well. It can get around, but it can't boost well. It does run rich and it does bog itself down and stuff like that. So we'll fix that, get some cool gauges for it, get rid of these, try and get my friend to 3D print me one of these. They were getting around for a while, which is like a little gauge holder, and instead of the analog clock, it goes in here. But I don't know where to find them at the moment, so I'm gonna have to do a bit more searching. I do want to get these doors wrapped and my roof. You guys remember, I've still got my roof lining fell off the roof, so it's not the best. But yeah, putting something on these would be really cool. It'd save me having to paint them, so I might wrap them in something. But overall, the Mira's just kind of waiting out for that alternator. Oh, and I will de-sticker it. I didn't mention that at all. All my stickers are pretty much at the end of their life. Some of them have been on for a very long time, copping a lot of sun. So I'm gonna get a razor to them and get them all up and clean the car right up and see what it looks like with no stickers. It might look quite neat and tidy. Well, I said I'd keep it brief and short, so that is it for the Mira. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. More progress on the Mira coming very, very soon. It'll be out soon. Trust me, I love this car.